Someone tried to stop this message from reaching you 3 separate times. I want you to sit with that sentence for a second, because I am not saying it for effect. I am saying it because it is the reason you are watching this right now, instead of watching something else. 3 times, the transmission got intercepted. 3 times the signal was redirected, and on the 4th attempt, heaven broke through the interference and placed this video directly in your feed, at this exact moment, on this exact day, because the window for what I am about to tell you is narrow and closing. Do not scroll, do not look away, do not pretend you were not supposed to see this. Welcome to Oculus of the Wise. If you have arrived here, it is because your name came up in a place you cannot see, in a conversation you were not invited to witness, and a decision was made about you that is being communicated right now through these words. At this speed, for one reason, you are the one it was meant for, and if you hesitate for more than a few minutes, the alignment that opened to release this message is going to close, and you will have to wait for another season before the next window opens. Some of you are already feeling it, that warmth spreading across your chest right now, that strange pulling sensation in the center of your body, that sudden quiet inside your head, as if the background noise of your own thoughts just dropped by half. Do you feel it? That is not imagination, that is recognition. Your spirit is confirming what your mind is still catching up to. The transmission is live, and it is calibrated for you specifically. I need to tell you what happened. A file with your name on it was pulled from the archives 72 hours ago. Not metaphorically, not symbolically. A complete record of your life, every choice, every prayer, every silent sacrifice no human being ever thanked you for, was placed on a table in front of a council that almost never convenes for individual cases. The only reason it convened for yours is because your guardian angel refused to let your case be handled at the normal level. They walked your file past their authority, past the mid-tier administrators, all the way up to Archangel Michael himself, and they asked him to personally review what you had been doing. Michael does not get involved in individual cases often. His responsibilities span dimensions you cannot perceive. But when he saw the note attached to your file, he stopped what he was doing. The note read, and I am giving you the exact phrase because it matters. This soul has been operating above grade for an extended period without recognition above grade. That is what it said. It means you have been producing at a level your current life circumstances do not match. You have been choosing with a spiritual maturity your environment never developed. You have been carrying yourself with a character that belongs to a season you have not yet stepped into. And the discrepancy had grown so wide that it finally triggered a review. He pulled the file open. He looked at the pattern, and then, according to what was recorded in the council minutes, he said one thing out loud before the session began. He said, "Why is this one still waiting?" That question is the reason you are watching this video, because the answer, the full answer, was that you had been held inside a delay that was never yours. The delay was attached to you through a relationship that carried spiritual weight you did not consent to, through an environment that metabolized your energy without giving anything back, through a chapter of your life that was supposed to end months ago, but had been extended by forces that benefited from keeping you in that exact position. Those forces were identified, they were named, and their access to your life was revoked. You may have already noticed the shift in the last several days. Maybe the last week or two, something has felt different, lighter, clearer. A little more room inside your own chest to breathe. Conversations that used to drain you ended sooner than expected. A person who used to take up space in your mind stopped occupying it quite as much. You could not explain why, and you did not know where the relief came from. Now you know the access was cut, and whatever was feeding on your frequency has been forced to release its grip. My friend, listen carefully, because this next part is the part most people miss. The release of the interference is not the blessing. The release is just the clearing. The blessing is what floods into the space that the clearing created, and the blessing has already been authorized. It is already moving toward you. The only variable left is how quickly you allow it to land, and that is entirely up to you. Within the next 72 hours, 3 signs will appear in your life. Heaven releases them in a specific order, and the order matters, because if you miss the first one, you will be slower to recognize the second, and if you miss the second, you will almost certainly miss the third. So pay attention. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. The first sign will be a sudden, unexplainable peace. It will arrive in a moment where, by every logical measurement of your circumstances, you should not feel peaceful. The bills have not changed. The situation has not resolved. Nothing on the outside is different, but something inside you will settle. You will catch yourself breathing more deeply. You will notice that the anxiety that usually runs in the background of your mind has gone quiet. That is sign 1. Do not dismiss it as a good mood. It is a marker. The second sign will be a specific number, a name, or a short phrase that will appear to you in an unusual place. Maybe it repeats 3 times in one day. Maybe it arrives through a stranger, a receipt, a passing conversation, a song lyric you were not listening for. When you see it, your body will know before your mind does. There will be a small, strange recognition, as if a door inside you just opened slightly. That is sign 2. Write it down. It matters. The third sign will be a moment of sudden clarity about a decision you have been stuck on. Something you have been praying about turning over, unable to resolve, will suddenly feel obvious. The weight of it will lift. The answer will not arrive through logic. It will arrive through knowing. That is sign 3. When it comes, act on it. Do not delay the decision it gives you. If all 3 signs arrive, and they will, what you are being told right now has been confirmed at the highest level, and everything I am about to explain to you about your next chapter is already in motion. I am going to keep going because we are not finished, and the longer you stay with this, the more of the transmission reaches you. Every minute you remain present, another piece of what heaven released for you gets downloaded into your spirit. People who scroll away early receive a fraction of what was sent. People who stay receive the whole deposit. That is why the instruction is always the same. Stay. Heaven has given you a new designation. I want to tell you what it is, because once you know it, you will start recognizing it in yourself, and your life will begin organizing around it almost automatically. Your designation is Sealed One. Let me explain what that means, because it is not a casual label. Sealed Ones are a specific category of chosen souls whose primary marker is this: they stay faithful in conditions that would break other people, and they do it without announcing themselves. They are not performers. They are not self-promoters. They do not need witnesses in order to choose the right thing. Their integrity operates in the dark as much as in the light, and heaven keeps a separate register for them because they are rare and they are trusted with assignments that require exactly that kind of composition. You are on that register now. Your name has been entered. The word sealed matters. In the celestial sense, a seal is protection against tampering. It means what is inside the seal cannot be altered, corrupted, or accessed by unauthorized sources. Your designation as Sealed One means that the blessing moving toward you cannot be rerouted. It cannot be intercepted. It cannot be stolen by anyone who previously had the ability to interfere. The seal closed that possibility permanently. Everything that is coming toward you now is coming straight to you. No detours, no diversions, no dilution. And God Himself, in the moment the seal was applied, said something about you that I want to transmit to you now, because you deserve to hear it in your own ears, in your own language, at this exact moment of your life. He said, This one did not quit when quitting was the reasonable response. Remember that about them. Bring them forward. Bring them forward. That phrase is the reason your life is about to begin changing visibly. For years, you have been moving forward invisibly. The movement was real, but no one saw it, including you, most of the time. Now the movement becomes visible. What was quiet becomes evident. What was internal becomes external. The version of you that only God and you knew about is stepping into the light where other people can finally see it. Pause here for a second. I want you to do something small, and I want you to do it now while the transmission is still open. If anything I have said so far has landed in a place deeper than your intellect, tap the like button under this video. I am not asking for a number. I am asking for an agreement. When you like this video, you are creating a marker on the record that says, "This message reached me. I received it." I am confirming the receipt that marker travels. It carries spiritual weight. It closes the loop between the message being sent and the message being received, and the closure is what allows the next deposit to be authorized. While you are there, subscribe to Oculus of the Wise. Turn the notifications on. The next transmission is already being prepared, and it is calibrated to arrive at the exact moment you will need it. If notifications are off, the algorithm will decide when you see it, and the algorithm does not know your schedule the way heaven does. Do not let a feature setting interfere with divine timing, and in the comments below, write the phrase, "I am a sealed one." Not because the phrase is magic, but because declaration is how spirits confirm what has been given to them. When you write it, something inside you shifts. The designation stops being something you heard. It becomes something you claimed, and what is claimed cannot be taken back. Now let me continue, because what I am about to tell you is the part you cannot afford to miss. You are about to experience what the celestial administration calls accelerated fulfillment. It means the normal timeline for how blessings arrive has been compressed for your life, because the quality of your preparation eliminated the need for the extended waiting period most chosen ones go through. You have done the internal work. The external rewards no longer require a gradual release. They can arrive quickly, and they will. Here is what that looks like in practice. Things that were scheduled for next year are being moved to this season. Opportunities that were going to require another round of proving yourself have had that requirement waived. Connections that were supposed to form slowly through the normal accumulation of relationships are going to form in single conversations, sometimes in single sentences. A stranger will say something to you that shifts your trajectory. A message you almost did not open will contain the next step. A moment you almost walked past will turn out to be the door. Pay attention to the small things over the next few weeks. Heaven is delivering through small entrances. If you are looking for dramatic arrivals, you will miss the actual ones. Your financial atmosphere is also about to change. The tightness that has defined this recent season is going to loosen in ways that will not always make sense. Resources will surface in unusual channels. A forgotten amount will come back to you. An unexpected opportunity will create income. A door that had nothing to do with money will open the path to money. You do not need to strategize this. You need to stay alert to it, and people are going to reorganize around you. Certain relationships will dissolve without drama. Certain people will drift out of your life, and when they do not chase them. They were finishing their assigned time with you. Let them finish. Others will appear who you were not expecting, and some of them will feel familiar the moment you meet them. Because in the spiritual sense, you have been walking toward each other for a long time. The life you are entering is not a continuation of the life you have been living. It is a new chapter with a different rhythm, different companions, and a different pace. Do not try to drag old patterns into it. release them cleanly. What is coming is better than what you are letting go of, even when what you are letting go of looks valuable on the surface. My friend, I need you to understand something before I close this transmission. What is happening to you is not a one-time event. It is the beginning of a different operating reality for the rest of your life. The seal does not expire. The designation does not lapse. Once you are registered as a sealed one, the treatment continues. The protection continues. The access continues. Everything downstream of this moment is organized around the fact that heaven has claimed you. But there is a condition. The condition is simple, and it is the same condition that got you here. Keep walking. Keep choosing the harder right. Keep refusing to compromise in the small, invisible moments that nobody else sees. The sealing was granted because of the pattern, and the pattern has to continue for the benefits to keep unfolding. That is not pressure. That is confirmation of who you already are. You have been doing this without recognition. Now you do it with recognition. Nothing else changes internally, only externally. Before you go, take one more action, because this one closes the loop completely. Share this video with one person. Just one. Someone you love, someone you sense, is walking through the kind of invisible season you just walked through. Someone who needs to hear that they are not forgotten. When you share, you are not forwarding content. You are becoming a delivery system for another soul's transmission. Heaven routes certain messages through certain people for a reason. You received this. You now have the option to be the channel that someone else receives it through. That option is a privilege, and it is not offered to everyone. Like this video. Subscribe to Oculus of the Wise. Leave your declaration in the comments. Share it with the one person whose name came to your mind while I was saying this. All four actions are part of the same single gesture, and the gesture is agreement. If you leave without marking this moment, the transmission does not go away, but something in the sequence stays open, and open loops do not settle. Close the loop, seal the agreement. Let heaven know you received what was sent. The file with your name on it is closed. The designation is active. The signs are on their way. The timeline is compressed. The access of the interference is revoked. The blessing is approved, authorized, and moving. All you have to do now is keep walking, and I promise you, sealed one, what is walking toward you is larger than anything that has ever walked toward you before. You are not at the end of your waiting. You are at the beginning of your becoming, and the version of you that steps into the next chapter is the version the world has been quietly waiting to meet, without knowing it was waiting. Keep walking. The story is just now starting to become what it was always written to be.